The wild boars were a relentless plague on the farmers of rural, their destructive rampage tearing through crops and threatening livestock under the cover of night. For weeks, the villagers had watched their fields, golden expanses of wheat and barley, be reduced to trampled patches of earth. Each female boar could produce up to 12 piglets per litter, twice a year, and the population had exploded beyond control. Traps, fences, and chemicals had failed to stem the tide, leaving the farmers desperate. Our hunting team, driven by both a passion for the hunt and a duty to protect the land, set out to confront this invasive menace. The sun was just rising, casting a gentle glow over the rolling hills, as we began our mission in a small forest behind a neighbor's house. The air carried the crisp scent of pine and damp soil, and the team moved with purpose, setting up rifles and taking positions while the hunting dogs sniffed the ground for signs of prey. After a tense wait, the sharp barking of the dog shattered the morning's quiet. A wild boar, cornered by the pack, burst from the forest, its tusks glinting as it charged toward us. I tracked its movements, heart pounding, and fired. The first 2 shots grazed its back, making it stagger, but the third found its mark, bringing the beast down in a heap. The team cheered quietly, marking our first victory of the day. We scouted the small forest further, but it yielded no more boars. So we moved to a new area, the dogs leading the way with boundless energy. No sooner had we left the forest than another boar appeared, struggling to escape near a small stream. I raised my rifle, steadied my aim, and fired a precise shot that dropped it instantly. Across the stream, a gentle hill rose, covered in thick bushes as tall as a person-perfect hiding spots for the boars. With a clear vantage point, I scanned the foliage, my eyes catching the slightest movement. A dark shape slithered through the bush, and I fired, joined by the team. One bullet hit, but the boar, panicked, fled a few meters before collapsing and rolling down the hillside. The hunt pressed on, and we were located to another forest known for frequent boar sightings. The dogs quickly picked up a scent, leading us to a group of boars hiding in dense underbrush. I fired several shots to flush them out, and the herd scattered, their growls echoing through the trees. One boar lingered, hiding under a low canopy. I took aim and fired, dropping it cleanly. Deeper into the forest, another large boar crossed my path. It was a fleeting target, but my shot was true, adding to our tally. As the afternoon waned, we paused on a trail leading out of the forest, waiting for stragglers. A sudden blur of motion caught my eye. A boar dashed across the path, kicking up dust. Instinct took over. I raised my rifle and fired, bringing it down. Moments later, another appeared, and a second precise shot ended its run. The sun set behind the hills, bathing the landscape in golden orange light, and we retraced our steps. The day's victories etched in our minds. For 2 weeks, The villagers had endured sleepless nights, their complaints growing louder as the boars grew bolder. The destruction wasn't just financial, it was personal, tearing at the heart of a community tied to the land. Our team joined forces with the locals, determined to turn the tide. We set up our first ambush at dawn, positioning ourselves on a ridge overlooking a valley where the boars often roamed. Dark shapes emerged from the distance, and a gunshot startled the lead boar, sending it crashing through the underbrush. After several rounds, it fell, and I couldn't help but celebrate the moment. We adjusted our scopes, tracking the herd's unpredictable movements across the rough terrain. The shots were challenging, fired from a distance, but our focus paid off. Several boars dropped in quick succession. Another silhouette appeared, poking out from the brush. I fired, quick and precise, and it fell. Nearby, another boar darted. Out. My first shot missed, but my partner, waiting down the slope, took it down, followed by another teammate's shot that sent a second boar tumbling. The dog's barking led us to another boar, this one cunning, weaving through narrow gaps in the dense foliage. We fired, but it slipped away, leaving us frustrated as we pressed on over rocky trails toward the mountain peak. Scanning the landscape, we spotted a herd charging downhill. Determined not to let them escape, we spread out, blocking key routes. As the boars broke from the trees, my partner and I opened fire, dropping two almost instantly. We knew more were hiding nearby, and the search continued. Suddenly, the dog's fierce pursuit flushed out a massive boar, its size and speed startling us. It was no ordinary prey, strong, agile, and relentless. We fired in unison, and after a final burst, it collapsed, ending a heart-pounding encounter. The team stood in awe, catching our breath, the forest quiet once more. The thrill of the chase lingered as we regrouped at the valley's edge, where rocky outcrops and thorn bushes made every step a challenge. Our leader, Ahmet, a seasoned hunter with weathered hands and sharp instincts, knelt to examine fresh tracks. He warned that a large herd had passed through, heading for the village's wheat fields. The stakes were high. Those fields were the community's lifeline, and another raid could spell ruin. The dogs, led by a wiry hound named Kara, surged ahead, noses low. My partner, Layla, a sharpshooter whose family farm had suffered from the boars, stayed close, her eyes scanning the terrain with a personal resolve. We climbed a steep ridge, the air cooling as the sun dipped lower, painting the sky in crimson hues. The dogs froze, hackles raised, and a low rumble echoed from a cluster of boulders. 3 boars emerged, smaller but fast, darting between rocks. Ahmet signaled us to fan out, and we fired in unison, dropping all 3 in a thunderous volley. Victory was fleeting. Tracks suggested a larger herd, and we descended into a narrow ravine, the air thick with the scent of pine and damp earth. A massive boar, twice the size of any we'd seen, burst from the shadows, charging at Ahmet. He dove aside as I fired, the bullet hitting its flank but not stopping it. Layla and Mehmet, another hunter, followed with their shots, and the beast finally fell, its body crashing into a pile of rocks. The dogs picked up another trail, leading to a thorny thicket. 2 boars broke from cover, squealing as they fled. My shot missed, but Layla's found its mark, and Mehmet took down the other. As night fell, we camped near the ravine, the fire's glow casting shadows on the rocks. Over the flames, Layla shared stories of her childhood, guarding fields with her father only to find them destroyed by morning. Ahmet spoke of nature's balance, disrupted by the boar's unchecked numbers. The hunt was about more than crops. It was about restoring order at dawn. A thick fog blanketed the valley, and the dogs led us to a swampy lowland where boars fed. The ground sucked at our boots, but the dogs pressed on, their barks cutting.
If you'll enjoy this video, please like and subscribe my channel for more information.